basically what she was saying, but about the sensitivity of the situation, Liz, did you know about this lockdown and how people responded to it? Did you hear about it?
Well, not necessarily. I did hear when we started talking on our group about it. Definitely, you know, as the ladies are saying, it's important that we do not only believe what the media says. Of course, it does create for conversation. But if you really want to get to the crux of the matter, it's better you get the real facts, or rather get the facts right, not the real facts, but get the facts right, and then maybe we can support in whatever way we can provide support. The one thing is we always pick things up and we just want to talk about things. And I think that's also not good. You know, we're not at a level where it's just becoming a talk shop, really. We're at a level where we want to make an impact, we want to make a difference. And if we want to pick things up in order to make a difference, the level we address the things are different levels. And when you want to address things at those levels, you better have your facts right.
Right.
So I think for me and from us, which I think, you know, that is what we want to do, is we should really have a mind that wants to get the facts right, so that we are able to escalate issues. People listen to us, and people don't want us to only talk. You know what I mean? I think it will enhance hanging out with Temi if we take this to the next level and bring solutions to issues, or rather advocate for solutions to issues, so that we are not just, you know, highlighting things. It's good what we are doing. I'm not saying we shouldn't do what we are doing, but I'm encouraging us to take things to the next level, and it will give meaning to hanging out with Temi as well.
Fantastic. Really, and that's what we're all about, to build up, as we always say, and not to pull down. And like that, my friend says, if you know better, you do better. So also, we don't want to keep on listening to naysay. We want to get the facts right. And I think what Sheila said was very fantastic.
That's right.
As a community, they have to have a leader, and all messages should be coming through this leader, and then we hold that as gospel. But if somebody says, oh, they give me expired food best before, and this person said, I'm actually happy. One person said, my freezer has never been full like this before in the same complex. So if somebody is saying, I'm happy, someone is saying, I'm not happy, we really need to put all these things together and find the fact finder in it. And Miss Uma Iko, can you please give us I know you know about this problem that is going out as well, about the lockdown. And like you often say, it's not just about one community, it's about the whole of the community. All of us are deprived, you know, of this. I was going to Geelong the other day, the police ran me, they stopped me, they diverted me to Little River. I'm not going to Little River. I went into the bush. I was 15 minutes lost in the bush in the middle of the night. I don't know where they diverted, because they're checking people. You can't go out. You have to be confined into your window, you know. Also, I was looking at the little kids playing for Great Dandenong. 13, 14-year-old kids, they could not play because half of their team member lives in Windham, so they couldn't play, and they were saying how upset and how disappointed they were. 13, 14-year-old kids, they were really, really upset. So everybody is affected in this situation. So I guess we should just be kind to one another. What do you say, Miss Ima?
I don't know enough to comment on the Flemington complex situation. Right. But I do know that the complex, from the news anyway, is housed by migrants, migrant community. And I guess the reflection is that probably some of the people that live there are people that might have experienced loss, different losses, probably from the migrant experience, and possibly still having to deal with those issues. And I guess I'm joining in with everyone about the point that we should be sensitive and mindful of everyone, and and I was also reflecting on the fact that this is a very difficult time for everybody. that the losses and the struggles that we would experience ordinarily together, they are somewhat accentuated now because of the restrictions. There are lots of people who've lost their jobs, and one thing I thought about, we're focusing on COVID at this time. However, life hasn't stopped. People are going through struggles, like, there's other health issues. People are being, I know about people that have been diagnosed of cancer, even at this time. I know about people that have had accidents. I know of people that have died in this time. So this sense of restriction plus is on top of the normal everyday life, the normal everyday experiences and struggles and challenges that we're having to deal with. And as I was listening to Liz just then, when she said, it's one thing to talk about the problem, but it's important also to talk about where to from here, where do we go from here? And I'm thinking, let's just start by being mindful. Because I think that sometimes struggles can bring out two different things in different people. For some people, it can trigger a sense of self-preservation. And when you are in self-preservation mode, you don't really care, isn't it? It's about me. It's about that sort of thought and process that gets people rushing into the supermarket and buying the whole shop off, must protect myself and my family. But actually, the spirit that we might want to inspire in ourselves, because we're not always good, but we have to challenge ourselves, is to think about, well, what's the next person going through? And how can I reach out to my next door neighbor? How can I reach out to my colleague? To think outside of ourselves a little bit, And I guess with Liz's challenge, maybe we can come with a good news story, about how we reached out, and be able to impact somewhere. Maybe we said something, maybe we encountered something, because in amongst the negative things and challenges, there are good news stories, and good news stories can uplift us, can't they? And they can give us strength to build on and to tap into, So
that's really true. And that's true. Like you said, life still continues, even though we're going through all this, but there's still something on top of it. But even when you look at the psychology way of loss and grief, I like the way it ended in that circle. You might have the 5 steps or the 7 steps, but they all ended with acceptance and hope. I picked the hope. So in all this situation, we have to know that there's still light at the end of the tunnel. So it's ending with hope. You might go through the depression, through anger, through bargaining, through pain, through shock, all those things. But at the end of the day, there's the hope, So that's where we're going to end. And also, like that Sheila said, if we know any of the community that know anything that we're talking about, and a good source, a right source, and they want to share with us, we're happy to share with them, but we need to know the source. We can only say what we hear here, what we hear there. And the show is not about, we're not saying we're doctor of all knowledge. We're saying our own opinion, and everybody is entitled to their opinion. And the essence of the show is not to be biased, not to be judgmental, to break all those ceilings and to break ourselves free. Break yourself free and release yourself from the bondage of expectation of the people. We're not living by anybody's expectation, not under anybody's radar. On this platform, that's a good news to say we're free. We delivered, by God's grace, ourselves from the bondage of people putting us and say, you must say this, you must say that. We're not doing that. We're saying our own opinion, what we know, what we believe. You can challenge us, let us know what your own opinion is. But responsible with your criticism, we're accepting creative, constructive criticism. And also, if we have anything like last time we worked with Black Lives Matters. So if we know any matter that is important and a good cause, we're going to rise up as hanging out with Temiti, and we're going to follow the course. But we need to know that it's the right source. We're getting the right information from the right angle. Heidi, would you please give us the final word? We got a few minutes to go. Wrap us up and encourage us.
Okay, so I really like to, when I reflect on situations, I really like to think about them in a logical manner, okay? And then I look at them and I ask myself, what is in my area of influence and what is not? Right. So what is happening in these high rises? I don't watch the news, by the way, ladies. So I only heard about these things from people when I talk to people, because I do not watch the news ever. So what is in my area of influence and what is not? So my area of influence, I am going to step out and talk to people about, well, you know what? We are in a hard time, we're in a challenging time, but we're gonna get through it. How do we get through it? We're gonna get through it by this. Let's put a plan. Let's all come out winners. Let's all come out with a new intention in our lives, a masterpiece, something that will inspire myself and inspire others, and so on. So in terms of my idea of how can I help, I always look into, all right, let's think of ways outside the box that is going to encourage people, that is going to help people. You know why I say that? Because I see clients every day that have, like what Emma said, and like what Liz said, they're normal people going through normal challenges, going through hardships at work, going through divorce, going through health challenges. So all of these people, we need to look after our sanity. We need to look after our, everything, and do everything right by everybody around us, and stay, non-infectious and all of that. So there is so much for us to do, and we can only do it from a place of love, acceptance, and I'm strong, I am powerful, and I can do all things.
Amen. I can do all things. Last word from Helen, please. Last word.
I think in this time, like, we're restricted in going out, like our social interactions are cut off basically. So I think we can still make a call, send a text, send something in the mail, and it's always nice to get something in the mail, or to receive a call or even a text message. So I think just keep those connections going and reach out to people, check on your friends, your family, those in your circle of influence, as Heidi was saying, and just, and watch your own response and challenge your own response in the situation.
Watch your own response. That is powerful. And that's what I've been doing. I've been checking myself. Yeah. How am I responding to this situation? Yeah. Is it okay? Yeah. Is it not okay? Who else is going through more pain than me around me? So it's not just about you, it's about somebody else, But listen, without you ladies, do you think I will be up today? I probably will still be sleeping today, but I know I can't sleep. I need to get up because the ladies will get me up. Whether you know it or not, we're good, and we're better together. Truly, we are. And next week, we got a lady that is coming with us. Her name is Nakel Ruel. This woman, she's a bomb. She's going to encourage us. She will challenge you powerfully. I spoke with her, and Liz spoke with her as well, and she's ready to come on. She's probably watching us now. I don't know. So, but look for next week. The topic we're not going to tell you as yet, but watch out for that. And the other thing I want to say is, if you don't let the past go, you will not leave. So whatever is the past, let it go. Otherwise, the future, you might not be able to live. You've heard from all the ladies, all of you that are watching us from all over the world, where we've been through all these things, but we're standing. That's the most important thing. We're standing, and we'll continue to stand. No one is alone. No one is crazy. So if there's anybody that you lost or anything that you lost, you're grieving, go through the phase, because at the end of the day, there will be hope. So let the past go so that you can release your future. On Hanging Out with Temi, I just want to say thank you to everybody for watching. Share with people, and we hope that you are blessed. And until next week, we say bye-bye.
Bye.
Ladies,
Bye.
Goodbye.
bye. It's been good.